Welcome lab rats. Okay, as per your request, I've decided to not stick to generic click work easy first time kind of information. I've created a points file here, or at least altered an existing one, so that our x and y coordinates, or our easting and northing, is in the incorrect format for our use here in South Africa. This first set of data over here would represent the easting, or the x-axis, and this is the northing, or the y-axis. Alright, we need to be able to swap around those positive and negative values. Now from experience, we will all know probably that to change that in an actual text file is, tantamount to suicide. Considering this file has about 6,000 odd points, it could take just about forever to sort that out. Alright, so what I'm actually just going to do is import that text file into Microsoft Excel. The reason I do that is because it automatically delimits that file, or at least the data in the file, into columns for me. Alright, Excel obviously has tools that allow me to change the value of things, so it's much easier to manage here. For example, I can select this entire column, and if I right click and go to the formatting of these cells, I can just say, listen, for numbers, please change the negative values to represent positive ones. Okay, that's quick and easy to change, all 6,000 some odd points of them. This example of changing the positive to the negative is slightly more complex. I have included this if statement, or this formula that I'm going to use, in the blog post, so just make a note of it for future use. This really just is a formula, or an if statement in fact, that says if this cell over here, which is D1, is greater than 0, then the answer I want you to give me is a negative value for that cell, otherwise give me a positive value. Those of you that know a little bit about programming will understand this. Those that don't worry about it. Just copy it directly like that. Press enter and voila. It converts that positive number to a negative number. I can extend that by simply dragging that down to the rest of the cells, and it converts them as necessary. At this point though, it's just important to note that this is actually a formula that's based on this data. In other words, if I were to select this data and delete it, the formula is messed up. Alright, so before I am able to use this within Civil 3D, I just need to go and save this file, very importantly, as a comma delimited file. Now you'll notice I've already got the final clean one over there. I'm just going to rename this one test. There we go. So save the file, and then I can simply go and close it. And if I reopen that file, there's the test one. This is converted to just a value instead of a formula. Alright, so in other words, this column I can actually now just take and delete, and I'm left with the negative value for my y-axis, or the northing. Alright, so that's how we would quickly go and convert non-standard information into a format within which we can work. Alright, let's move on.